All right. Setting the scene in my office. Good morning, Haley. How are you today?
Um, I'm okay.
Okay.
How are you?
All right. My name's Sandra Carter. I'm going to be your case manager for the time being. And a case manager is someone who can help you find resources, work through legal stuff, get any thing that you need. If you have any questions about any resources, insurance, anything like that, that is what I'm here for. To start out, first to start before we get to what we're going to talk about today or what you want to talk about today, I just want to ask, have you eaten today? You
Yeah,
have?
I've eaten today.
Okay, and do you need anything to drink? Would you like anything to drink?
No, I'm okay. Thank you, though.
Okay. And is sitting here fine, or do you want to sit at the desk?
No, I like this better.
Okay, awesome. Um, so one other thing is confidentiality. Anything you tell me, unless you're going to hurt yourself, somebody else, or a minor is involved, um, is going to stay between me and my supervisor. I only tell my supervisor because they are a little more experienced than I am. And if I can't help you, they'll be able to help you. But other than that, nothing out of this office goes to anybody else. And you are also welcome to take anything back. So if, like, let's say the next day you're like, oh, I wish I didn't tell you that, call me or email me, or we can talk in the next meeting that you didn't want me to know that, and they'll be wiped from my notes. Does that all make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I want you to take the power of this meeting. I want you to get everything out that you need. And if you don't know what you need, we can work through that too. What is something that you want to work on or that you're having trouble with?
So I got pulled over the other day and I found out that I have a felony warrant. And I just don't know what to do with that.
Okay. Do you remember um why you got a felony and when it
Um,
happened?
I don't know why I have a felony, but I had court scheduled last year, but I couldn't get to court last year. So they said that they would find me and mail me stuff, but I didn't receive anything in the mail, so I thought it was fine.
Okay.
Um, I don't think I did anything wrong recently, but the only thing I can think of is a couple years ago, right before last summer, I was messing around with some family members and we were messing around with a fire extinguisher and we kind of sprayed cars and I threw it at another car because I was dared to and I wasn't gonna not do or follow through with the dare and I ran from the cops and so did my friend, but I went back and my friend is younger than me. So I guess I would say a minor. He's under 18, but both of us were involved, but I think they just put it all on me.
Well, I really appreciate you telling me all that. I think that's big of you to trust me with that. So I think the next step is to go on to the police site and try to find your felony and see what that's all about. And we can read it and see what's going on and what are they asking for your next steps. Do you want to do that?
We can. I just don't know how to do that.
Okay, I can help you with that for sure. Um, and then we'll do that in the next couple of minutes. I just want to ask, what you said last year, do you know what around time? It's just going to be easier for me to find it if I know around what time it happened, like date wise,
Um, it happened over the summer.
summer. And you said you got no mail.
So I was given a ticket at the time of the event, And then because I wasn't housed during the time, I wasn't able to make it. So I called the courts and they said that they would mail me stuff for a new court date, but I never got anything.
Okay. Have you moved recently? Changed your address?
Not since moving from the emergency shelter that I was at.
Okay. Have you contacted that emergency shelter to see if they have any of your mail?
I haven't, but they said that they would contact me if they had some, so I was just waiting for them.
Do you know what emergency shelter that was? Because I can call them and see if, or we can call them together, and see if they have it. Maybe they got busy or something.
I don't know the name, but I can Google it right now. Let me see. Um, oops, because I'd also I can't think of the name, but I think if I looked at it like on Google, I would know which one it is. Um, it was this one. It was to the Volunteers of America, and they have a women's only specific.
Does it have the number right there that I can write down? Or I
Yeah,
can look it up. Okay.
nope, I can give it to you. It is 303-934-9501.
Okay. All right. So my suggestion is we call them first to see if they have any of your mail, and then that mail, it would be easier, I think, to find out what's going on with that mail before calling um the office, the police station. Do you want to make that call? Do you want me to make that call? Do you want to do it together?
I think I can call them.
Okay. Okay, that sounds good. Call. Okay. So, anything else? So you'll call the shelter, let you know that if you have any mail, you can text or call or email me to see what you find. And then we can go down together, or you can, sorry, my mom just crawled across the floor. That was really funny. Okay, sorry again. Um, um, to the scene. You can, we can go pick it up together, or you can pick it up, if you have transportation, and then we can go from there. Does that sound good?
Yeah, what if they just don't have the mail? Then what do I do?
If they don't have the mail, then we will call, the court system and we will find out what's going on.
Okay.
And from there, you'll probably be assigned an attorney. And I can work with you throughout that. I can be there for you if you want that. And we can talk through what's the next steps and see what's going to happen. I don't know. Each case is different. So I wouldn't know what would happen, but we'll work through that. Do you
Okay.
have any fears or mom, you gotta stop doing.
It's not for
You
pink.
could just walk. Okay. Do you have any fears or nervousness or any questions about any of that?
I've just never been to jail before,
Okay.
so I don't know, and I don't know what it means to like have a felony, but I think if I get a lawyer, they can tell me that part.
For
I'm just
sure, they will explain all of that and we'll work through it and figure out what's going on. Case scenario, I don't know if this is going to happen, but worst case scenario, you do go to jail for amount of time. I will still be your case manager. You can still contact me and we'll work through it. Okay.
okay.
All right. Anything else that's immediate that you want to work through today?
No, just the legal stuff right now. But I can try and think about other stuff before our next meeting.
Okay, that's awesome. Well, again, I really appreciate you talking to me. I think you're showing great skills that you're trying to get through this instead of walking away from it. That shows a lot of strength and power in you. Um, So just debrief what we went over so we both know what we're going to do next. Um, you're going to call the shelter and see if they have your mail, and then we'll decide, do you want me to go with you or do you have transportation to go get it?
I can go. I'm not staying too far from it, so I could always walk there.
Okay. And then we'll decide from there if you need help reading it or figuring out what's going on. You can bring that mail to our next meeting. And if you don't, then you can contact me and we can figure out the next steps. I was thinking, would it be okay if I called the office anyways, the station, to see if I can find your felony and figure out what's going on? So I have some information also for our next meeting. Would that be okay with you?
Yeah. Do you need me to sign anything for that, or are you just able to call?
No, so I will email you a piece of paper that's called an ROI, and it's a risk relief event release of information, and you just sign it and date it, and it just says that I can, on your behalf, talk to the station about you.
Okay.
Cool. So again, you'll go and get the mail. I'll call the law office or where I'll figure out where I'm supposed to call and I'll call them. And then in our next meeting, we'll figure out where to go from there. All right. So what's a good time? Would you like to meet next week or the following?
Can we, instead of like next week, go a little bit farther than next week? Like maybe not this upcoming Tuesday, but the following Tuesday?
Sure, following Tuesday. And is this time 12 o'clock good for you?
Yeah, that works.
And if anything changes, something changes with your schedule, just let me know and we can reschedule.
Okay.
All right, awesome. Again, thank you so much for meeting with me. And we're gonna get through this.
Okay. Great.
Scene. Oh my gosh. Mom ruined my video. Oh well. Do you have any feedback?
Um, super great debriefing. I always think that's really, really helpful. Um, you can, I offer this with my clients. This is just like maybe like an extra step you can always offer to email a checklist
Okay, yeah.
to the client of like what I'm doing and what you're doing. Sometimes that can just be helpful, especially I think within your case right now, since you're not seeing the person every day.
Mhm.
Um, and for a legal and just to know for legal stuff, if they know the state, like if it was an out of state situation, that could be a little harder. But
Dave.
like in state, you can always get the county. And depending on the county, you can always Google warrants. Um, not every county does that though, but you can always get at least the number to call about. It's usually like you call the courthouse and then there's like prompts to whatever.
Right.
Or
Would you do that with the client? Like
you,
Google it
you
with the client?
you can. I would just ask whatever their preference is. Just because I only know because I used a very specific situation that I was in with this
I
one.
almost giggled because I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I know what you're talking about.
Because sometimes mail is usually pretty hard to retrieve, just from other shelters, especially if it's like a last year thing.
Mhm.
I also had to like think on my feed about a shelter. I was like women's shelter in Denver. um, but yeah, usually it could just like you could do a back like a thing of like, okay, I'm giving you till our next meeting to call. But if you're not comfortable, we can call together at our next meeting. So you could, that's just something to know as much, not as
Okay.
much as feedback. But I felt like you were way more confident than in the last scenarios we've done
Yeah.
together, which is really
Thanks.
great. Yeah,
Thanks.
which is super great. And I liked that you offered like, is here okay? Do you want to like move to a more comfortable or like a different spot or location? I felt like you did a really good job of like putting me in control of the meeting. So, and also being like, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Which I think